This is Vicanolas.
I would describe Vicanolas as a tribute to my grandparents, Victor and Ola Belmonte. I really used a lot of the influences that I had growing up with the way we ate at my house. Our restaurant is considered a Southern cuisine, which is the way I grew up. It's from Calabria region. You'll see a lot of fresh tomatoes, very seafood heavy, not a lot of proteins in Southern Italy because there's more of a poorer area. There are a few dishes that I recommend that people try. One is the Isabella pasta. It's something that I would make for my children growing up. It's very light and refreshing and healthy. It's just shrimp and broccoli and pine nuts and a little bit of olive oil. Another one is our lasagna. It's a bolognese lasagna. It is very traditional. It's not a lot of cheese. It's more made with a meat sauce. I would describe the decor at Vicanolas as more of a fine dining decor, but not necessarily fine dining cuisine. The first thing you see when you walk in the restaurant, and I'm super proud and excited about it, is my stained glass window. I had to sell my Jeep to pay for it. It was worth every penny, and I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's such a beautiful piece, and it's our signature piece, I think. When I walk into Vicanolas, it's magical, honestly. I feel like it's magical. When you see this place filled with happy people dining, the whole outside filled, the whole inside filled, I know that I've done the right thing and that we're giving something to community that they really want.
Susan, tell us how you found, you love Italian food. Tell us how you found this place.
The chef that owns this restaurant owns several other Valley restaurants, and we actually ended up at one of our other locations, and then through that we found out about Vicanolas.
Well, tell us, what do you have when you go there?
A little bit of everything, something different every time, just because there's so many amazing dishes on the menu. The last time we went, I had the grilled lamb chops, and they were cooked to perfection. The dish came out with a little bit of fresh rosemary on it. They ignited it, and then when they brought it to the table, the rosemary was wafting through the air, which kind of gave it another dimension. The dish had polenta on it, which was creamy and delicious, and then it had a eggplant caponata. Everything was married very perfectly.
So what did you have for appetizers?
We had the spaghetti de Olivia. It came with zucchini and cheeses, and it was just very creamy and savory. We also had the burrata with figs and walnuts and
oh man, I love what
sprinkling
you're doing.
more balsamic. It was just a great way to
There
start.
is a theme here. Does anyone know? Got
Yeah.
it? They know what they're doing to balance out flavors. Hazel, you had, I think, whipped ricotta, right?
Yeah, the whipped ricotta was incredible. It was a very creamy ricotta with like a honeycomb on top, blistered tomatoes, and roasted garlic. So we really liked the balance between the sweet, the savory components, and the rich cheese.
What do you have next?
My wife and I went with my 3-year-old. They had mentioned that, just be warned that some of the dishes, we can't alter the spice. But we had gotten the pasta alla norma, we got pizza, and then we also got, for my son, spaghetti and meatballs. It was spicy, the spaghetti and meatballs, because my son does not like spice and he'll just push it away immediately. But they're really nice. We asked them to switch it out because it was a little spicy when it came out first, and they were very nice about it.
The pizza, tell me about it a little bit.
The pizza to me was more like a flatbread. It felt like it had a softer crust, but it was walnut, prosciutto, and fig like syrup on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really good. We loved the combo, and I'm not normally a white sauce. Like, I don't like white pizzas, but I really appreciated how they paired all the ingredients together.
What did you have, Michaela?
Yeah, my dishes that I tried there also were really balanced. I went for their aperitivo, the happy hour, and my girlfriend and I, we got a fried calamari, and we also got the Sicilian ribs, which I really saw that balance that they play there. I think there was orange in it and fennel, and it was on this bed of like really bitter arugula. You know, when you think of meat coming out on, you know, like the leafy greens, you kind of ignore them, but eating that arugula with the short ribs was actually really nice. Yeah, because it soaked up all of the glaze that they put on there.
So how was your calamari?
It was also really nice. Sometimes calamari can get a bit overdone, but they did it perfectly. It was also very well seasoned, and it came with a very nice marinara sauce.
You have a drink when you were there.
How did you know, Mark?
I
Wouldn't you know an espresso martini? Yeah.
Awesome.
And I did feel bad it wasn't on the menu, but they took care of me. I was like, can you do an espresso martini? And they said, yes, we can do an espresso martini. My friend had the All Saints cocktail. It came with a little charm, a little saint
that's so
charm that you can
cool.
take home. I put in my car for good luck. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. That's cool.
Yeah.
Susan.
I tried a non-alcoholic drink, the Strawberry Fields, and it was absolutely delicious.
We'll talk about Jacor a little bit.
I love it. It's romantic Italian for me. It was very comfortable. The tablescape is done beautifully with, oddly enough, gold silverware. It was a
super
part
awesome.
of, the total experience.
Yeah, I'd never been there before. And when you come in from the parking lot, there's these big stained glass windows that they have that faces the entrance. And there's a very large patio out back with a nice fireplace.
I was blown away at the quality of service. I mean, that was the first thing that stood out to me. I know it's not really related to the ambiance,
No.
but I haven't been at that level of service in a long time where they take out the bread scraper to get all the crumbs off the tablecloths. It was very, very nice, very elegant. And despite being so nice, it was also nice to see that they were so accommodating with us and our two children.
And Susan, this is your place. So what's your pro tip?
Oh my goodness, make a reservation. Also, they offer lunch, same entrees, a little bit smaller portions. So,
Try
give
it.
it a little try. Try lunch first before you dive into dinner.
I would say pro tip, going in the winter, we loved that we were out on the patio in the sunshine in the middle of the day. And I just think they've done such a nice job of setting up the ambiance, not just inside, but also outside.
Michaela, your pro tip.
I would say the happy hour was a great move, especially if you were looking for a more budgeted option. It's not a place that I would typically go, but I did really enjoy the aperitivo experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you want to try Vicanola's, it's located on Pemer Road in the DC Ranch area of North Scottsdale. An average meal is $50 and they do take reservations.